Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and wow, it's end of a NFL season and the beginning of the nitty gritty for the NBA. And wow, XFL is blowing up. I watched this weekend, and I'm liking. I just want them to get more teams, but hey, it's all that and more to get into. But please, first, let me introduce my co-host, Mr. Steven Rubain. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. We've made it through 1 week without NFL football. What are we going to do? I know. What are we going to do?
Hey, it's one of those things, but it's beautiful that we have a lot more stuff that we can get into.
Exactly.
So without further ado, NBA action, Steve. It's fantastic.
Yes, everybody knows President's Day weekend we'll have the NBA All-Star Weekend.
How was your All-Star weekend?
Well, I guess better than the ratings because it was the lowest rating NBA All-Star Weekend in recent times, and so the NBA got some concerns. I mean, this has usually been a showcase where the NBA usually does a pretty good job, pretty strong. But this year, it was first of all, it was in Utah, and I think nothing against the state of Utah, but it's just not the most exciting place for the NBA players that want to play. So you had a lot of people who were injured or maybe just didn't want to go to Utah. So you had some big names out. NBA got some things to work on.
I want to say this. I believe, just like a party, you wouldn't throw a party in the bad area. And you wouldn't throw a party just to be throwing a party in a different spot just because it's a different city. You want to throw a party in the liveliest area possible to make the party lit as possible.
Makes sense to me, but the NBA, for whatever reason, thinks we need to spread the wealth around, and so
they want to be fair.
They want to be fair, but sometimes fairness is not the best idea.
Hey,
I mean, I've always liked the NBA weekend. I've always thought between the big three, the NBA weekend was the best. You know, comparable to the NFL and comparable to baseball. But they got some work to do because the things that was worst about the NFL was people felt like players weren't giving their all, worried about getting hurt.
They weren't. They were playing flag football, Steve.
Well, that's been the issue now. The NBA now is starting to look at it.
But the NBA always play a solid game.
But they used to. But now, if you watch that game, that Sunday game was brutal to watch because basically guys were just throwing up threes or just doing uncontested dunks where nobody was playing any defense. Nobody was trying to get anybody's way.
I'm glad you put that out there. See, from sport to sport, from NFL to NBA, the best of the best players would get out there and they would showcase their talent. They wouldn't get out there and you know what, take it as a break game.
Yeah.
They would give everybody a great show because the West wanted to beat the East and the East wanted to beat the West.
Yes, and I think they need to probably go back to that. They tried to mix it up. They tried to go into a way now where they're going to make it for charity, have two different groups of charity, have two of the top players.
Not exciting.
Right. Two of the top players have a draft and draft the players and then have team Giannis versus team LeBron.
Week.
Yeah. Do it 4 separate quarters and each quarter gets $100,000 for charity.
They can still do that, but West versus East.
Yeah, it has to be West versus East.
Always still do for the charity.
Yeah, because people don't connect with the players now because you don't know who's on whose team. It needs to be worked out. They got to change that up because it's not working.
We know how it works, just like the NFL. I want to point out too, NFL and the Pro Bowl, players used to get hit.
Yeah,
they used to clean clocks in the NFL.
That is true, and I was actually thinking about something you said a couple weeks ago because I was thinking about comparing the NFL All-Star weekend to the NBA All-Star weekend. What works for the NBA and what works for the NFL? And start out first of all on Friday. The NBA on Friday nights always had a celebrity All-Star game. And I was thinking for the NFL, Why don't the NFL have an NFL All-Star flag football game celebrity? Think about it, you can get musicians, actors, comedians, models, whoever, athletes, go out there and play a flag football game for charity. You know, I think that would work for the NFL because
Pretty sure Snoop would be down.
yeah, Snoop be down. You're gonna get, of course, some famous actors. You get some musicians. It could be co-ed. You can do all kind of things with athletes and throw them in there as well. Former NFL greats. I think that'll work. That's something the NFL needs to look into for next year. Now, the second thing I was thinking about, mentioning about what you had talked about 2 weeks ago. NBA also on Friday night has a Rising Stars game. Why don't the NFL do the same thing?
That's what I. That's if you remember. I pointed out for the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
That the players who get picked for the Pro Bowl, which are top elite athletes,
right?
They need to go to their roster, to their to their
Well, they don't have to do that. They can just have rookie players versus second and third year players, or have something like that where you have the guys who can't make the Pro Bowl but are still great players.
But I'm talking about people off the team, the practice squad. Go to the practice squad and get the best player off the practice squad and have them play a real football game.
Yeah, but I think the problem with that is the connection. If you don't see somebody whose name you don't know, do you think would you want to watch a game with people you don't even know who they are?
But see, that's the thing. The NFL needs to promote the practice squad people because they're just they're important too. The NBA does it. The NBA
does it, but I'm saying, but the NBA does it in a way where they're actually playing in the game, so you can identify with them because they're playing in the league. The NFL needs a secondary league. That's what they need. I mean, the same way the NBA has the G League, the NFL needs that type of league where, like you said, guys can be known, be understood, and then you can promote them out there.
And then it makes the Pro Bowl fun, exciting.
I agree with you. I mean, that's something they got to look into. I mean, those are two really good ideas that really help the NFL experience for the Pro Bowl weekend. But the NBA, I guess the only really good thing that came out of the NBA weekend really was Mac McClung.
You didn't like the 3-point contest?
I like the 3-point contest always delivers. Right. But Damian Lillard, I mean, let's give him credit. He's the only one of the superstars who actually will take part in that game, which is good. They need to have the elite players in those competitions again.
Well, see, just like they force you to go before the press and give a statement, elite players.
Yeah.
If you rank a certain, you should have to play that game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm agreeing with you, but that's something the NBA really has to look into because when's the last time you had an elite player play in the dunk contest? You got to go back 20 years.
Man.
Probably Vince Carter. You had to go back in that era to have
those players were different. That's why I say you can't compare eras.
Right.
Built different.
Well, I agree. But I'm saying, for the NBA to really keep this thing going, they got to work out getting those top players back in there. Now with Mac McClung, who's been like kind of a YouTube sensation since he was in high school.
Right.
Even though he wasn't on an NBA team per se, he was playing in the G League. They decided we got to do something. We got to do something because the dunk contest has just been dying. And so he came out, and I mean, like I said, he's been doing this since he was in high school, and he put on the show. As Shaq said, he saved the dunk contest. We'll see, because next year, people like John Morant were talking. They maybe I'll try to do it now. John, come on, do it. I mean, we got to have it where we got to have a top players going up against one another to make it worth the time.
It's a different time, different league,
well,
different style. People don't, people feel like it'll taint their reputation if they lose.
Well, the NBA they got to do something because you just can't have. I won't call them B-level players, but players who aren't elite players representing an elite contest and make it worthwhile. People aren't going to tune in, and the
people not going to want to go anymore.
Right, and that's a big issue. So I thought it was funny. Your boy DK Metcalf was the MVP of the Celebrity All-Star Game, and then the NFL wanted to drug test him.
Why?
They say he was looking too jacked
happy.
up.
He was looking too happy. Huh?
Looking too happy.
He in his off season. Leave him alone.
Yeah, the NFL, they crazy with that drug policy. But
leave him alone.
Overall, the weekend, like I said, could have been better. You know, they got to figure out something to make it a little more exciting for the fans. But that's the NBA All-Star Weekend.
Any exciting trades, Steve?
As far as the trades have kind of died. The biggest news, it's not much trades now. It's Russell Westbrook has now signed with the LA Clippers.
Still in LA.
Still in LA, but in a better situation. And so it's going to be interesting to see.
He left the Lakers and he's in a better situation with the Clippers.
He's moved up 9 places in the standings. The Lakers are in 13th place. The Clippers are in 4th.
Oh, I get it.
So he's in a much better situation.
So let's see if he can contribute.
Let's see if he's going to contribute. I mean, let's get it right. Westbrook contributes. It's just that you got to take the other stuff with him, the turnovers, the attitude. See, I think the Clippers is a better situation for him because you got 2 guys in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard who are kind of like, they're not big rah-rah guys. They're kind of like just go out there and just get the job done. And I think that will work.
So he can
well.
showboat now.
He can showboat.
So he can feel like himself again.
Right. And he don't have to feel that pressure of
prima donna.
Yeah. I mean, he's a prima donna. But he can be a prima donna in the Clippers and be accepted, whereas in the Laker fan base just never truly accepted him. And so it's really interesting to see what happens.
It's the fan base fault that he played the way he played. I get it.
Speaking of prima donna, Patrick Beverley, he ended up going to the Bulls. He bought himself out and went to the Bulls. And he's still holding a grudge towards the Lakers to the point where he's come out now and said, I still play you guys 2 more times. I'm going to go out of my way to make sure that, we win these 2 games so that we can keep you out of the playoffs. Now that's being bitter.
That's a little petty.
That's petty. But that's been his thing.
Hey, when you've been in the league. When somebody feels disrespected, what can you say, sir?
Yeah, I agree. And speaking of disrespected, McMillan for the Hawks. This man comes in, had a good reputation, goes to Atlanta. Trae Young, who's kind of turning into a little prima donna himself,
right,
has come out and kind of just tanked the organization. I'll just call it what it is. They've gone downhill the last 3 years, and now McMillan gets fired this week. And I don't know. I kind of get where you're getting at sometimes about how players in the NBA and now are just have too much power.
They got too much money.
And when they got too much money and too much power, it's hurting the game because people aren't putting the full into it. They now can get coaches fired.
Hey, once your pockets are satisfied and your hunger is satisfied, you kind of lose your thirst to go the extra step to do certain things.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It takes a special person who loves what he does to play at his best.
I agree with you on that. So let's see what the Hawks do now. Now that Trae Young got his way, got coach out of town. Let's see if they now come out and step up and make it to a playoff spot this year. So
I saw a headline. What's going on with your boy? Was it Giannis?
Yes. Going back to the All-Star game,
right?
Giannis apparently, had hurt his wrist a week before the All-Star weekend. So to his credit, he didn't pull the old and just not show up at all. He did go out there. He was the captain of the team. He went out there, was rah-rah, but
he had some type of ligament
damage. Yeah, ligament
right?
damage. And so that's kind of worrisome for the Hawks. He is the Bucks. And so hopefully it's not too serious. Give him a week or 2 to kind of recover and he should be okay. But it is someone that the Bucks, who are in the top 2 in the Eastern Conference, something they're gonna have to look into is maybe they need to shut him down for 3 or 4 weeks. Make sure he comes back 100% because you got to have him for the playoffs. And so, yeah, him and LeBron, who got hurt during the All-Star game, tried to do a shot. He hurt hit his hand against the backboard.
Not LeBron.
Yeah, go to LeBron. So he didn't play in the second half. Hopefully, nothing minor, but we'll see. So yeah, interesting weekend.
He must want another vacation. He takes breaks.
Well, you know how that goes. He
get breaks.
Could very well be.
Get his little snacks.
But before we get into some football, let's talk a little baseball. We haven't.
Hey, what's going on with baseball, Steve?
Well, it's been kind of quiet. I don't know. The off season. I mean, I know you're not a baseball guy, not huge as far as, but
Mm.
this has been kind of one of the quietest baseball off seasons I can recall in history. As far as there's just been no, I mean, there's been some free agent moves, but nobody's really given any great excitement over. Spring training started. It's just kind of, it's not that real great buzz about it. I mean, do you feel any true excitement? Like people are like overjoyed for baseball
like you
season
said,
starting?
not like the usual.
Not like it used to be.
I give it, it's 3 years removed.
Yeah. It's just I brought this up, a year ago. I just about the decline of baseball. Baseball used to be the American pastime, was elite number one at a time when people like really lived and died by their baseball teams.
I think it died out with Fernando Valenzuela.
Yeah. Well,
that era was like
that era
everybody was glued to the TV set.
Yeah, that was much watched TV, and that was probably the golden age of baseball. And then football kind of, in that same time period, kind of took off and ran with it, and baseball's never been able to recover. And so, before we get into like deep baseball talk, let's just talk about the two local teams, the Angels and the Dodgers. So
Dodgers.
Let's start with the Dodgers.
Hey, be careful. I don't want the wife to stick you with anything pointing.
Well, I'm going to talk about this hot seat. Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, he's on a weird hot seat because he's been very successful. I mean, outside of the World Series, I mean, they've had 100+ win seasons. They've done all the winning the division over and over again, but they only have one World Series really since 1989 to show for it. And so how long can the fan base? I mean, the Dodger fan base, of course, is very loyal, and Dodger fan base come out. I mean, they bring out
strong
4 million people every year.
Strong.
But how long can he continue to put up 100-win seasons and just not make it all the way?
Well, and this offseason, they traded away a bunch of people.
Yeah, but they got rid of a couple guys. Yeah,
a couple of strong people
guys.
Like that.
Yeah, strong guys. You got Trey Turner, who came to them last year. He ended up going to the Phillies. And probably the biggest loss to them was Justin Turner, who's like kind of been like the glue guy. He's every great team got to have that glue guy who everybody likes, and he's great in the community and just really beloved by the fan base. He ended up going to the Red Sox, and so let's see. I think the biggest surprise people thought who would be gone, who isn't gone, is Clayton Kershaw. And
you have any favorites in?
Well, I'm always with the my Orioles, of course, number one. I'll go with the Yankees. Those are my probably two favorite teams.
Okay.
Indians. Well, I need the Indians anymore. I call them the Guardians. God, they're killing me. Commanders,
hey,
Guardians, but
politically correct, sir. Politically correct.
Well, I want to see them do well, but like I said, I'm gonna wait to see. I got to dissect all these different transactions. But as far as the Dodgers go, like I mentioned, I think little hot seat this year. I think Roberts got to take them all the way, or he might be
Seven
gone.
canvases says Dodgers keep cleaning house.
You think? I mean, you think they'll keep cleaning house? I mean, they got buku money. I mean, they can spend as much as they want to spend. The question is, do they want to just keep spending for all these top players?
Seven Kevin says, unfortunately, they have to. They are looking for the perfect team.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I'm saying you got this fan base that's, I mean, they are the elite fan base in baseball. Let's just call it what it is.
Hey,
and
so they would be considered America's team of baseball.
Yeah, I guess you got. But the difference though is that they do have a World Series and do have winning recently. That's the difference. Now the Cowboys haven't won nothing in 25 years.
Ooh, see,
the Dodgers have.
You're gonna have star status matter to us again.
Well, let's keep it real. Dodgers
Steve star status.
Yeah,
hit him in his DM and let him know about it.
The Dodgers have won a World Series. Dodgers have been to World Series several times.
Okay.
When's the last time the Cowboys been in the? Think about this. Bill Clinton was going to his second term in office.
Wow.
The last time the Cowboys made it to the Super Bowl.
Bill
Clinton was going to his second term. Now, see, you want to tie it to
not
this.
Bill Clinton and the Monica Lewinsky scandal.
Monica Lewinsky was unheard of. The last time they went to the Super Bowl, nobody even knew who Monica Lewinsky was. She was 3 years removed from the dress.
Oh,
So I mean, it's been a long time. Let's be honest. So we call yourselves America's team. But going back to the Dodgers, the Dodgers, they got to do some winning this year. This is the year. How long could they just keep spending money? I mean, last year they got Mookie Betts, and they thought he was going to be the answer. They still didn't get past the first round. So I mean, they got to just keep. What can they do? So now, on the other hand, the other LA team, the Angels, talking about a bad situation. They got two elite players in both Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, and they can't even make the playoffs. They can't even win. They can't even go over 500. So right now, Ohtani is a free agent, and he might look real good in a Dodger uniform. So the Angels got a serious decision to make.
So do you think the Dodgers are going to make a
Oh, they
run
have
this
to.
year?
Hey, they got to make a push for him.
Well, I'm talking about, do you think they're going to make a run like they've been doing last few years?
I mean, they're going to be good. I mean,
even with all the trades?
Yeah, they'll be good. But will they be championship? I mean, the question is,
because they've been just missing it.
Yeah, they've been just missing it. So are they going to continue just missing it, or are they going to be a championship team? Because it's right now with them, it's World Series or bust. If you don't make the World Series, it's a failure. You can win 120 games, not make the World Series, it's a failure.
Understandable.
So that's where baseball is now. The Angels got to do something. They got, like I said, two of the elite players in baseball, and they haven't been able to do anything with them. Ohtani now could be a free agent after the season. It's the old, do you trade him at the trading deadline, or do you take the chance that he goes off and sign and you get nothing for him? So that's going to be the Angels' issue going into the season. It's going to be interesting to see how the two teams play out. So, like I said, as we get more into the spring training, we'll go into more detail about the other teams. But I just wanted to bring in a little baseball. We haven't talked baseball for a while. So
okay.
But let's get back. The other big opening for the weekend was XFL football.
XFL. Hey, Steve, I watched a couple of games.
Tell me what you think first.
I'm pretty excited about what I saw. Did you see that one play where both players caught the ball?
Yeah, I watched that. And we went back and forth on this. We had a little talk back and forth on, because I think that the defender caught the ball, and then I give the offensive guy credit for quickly grabbing onto the ball too, so it make it look like he did it. But the thing I do like about it is that they did look it over. The officials reviewed it.
It was too close to.
It was too close to, and they said too close to change it. So we'll go with the call on the field. I respect it. That's how the NFL needs to do it. Let the officials review it. Decisions made, and then you go with it.
We already said we already made the plea out.
Yeah, so that has to happen.
Here from Blow the Whistle Sports, Mr. Roger Goodell, clean our officiating up in the NFL.
Yes.
Let the XFL be the bookworms or the bookmark to show you how things should be done, because they've been doing it pretty good.
Yeah, but I thought something about the XFL that I thought you would love, because I know you're a hater of the kicker in fantasy football. XFL has no kickers in fantasy football. I mean, it's in their league. There's no extra points. Everything. If you can score a touchdown, you either can score 1 or 2 or 3 in play. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing. Instead of having that extra point nobody really cares to see, now you can do it. The players on the field determines the extra points, and so.
Well, I already said I like it. I like it, and I can't wait to get more involved into it. I'm opening up to it. I'm opening up to it.
The ratings were decent.
Peeling off the layers.
Yeah, the ratings were decent, and the attendance. The big thing that I hated last year about the USFL, you remember we were talking. It drive me crazy last year. They had all the games in Birmingham, and it's empty. You're in there. There's more people for a high school football game.
It just got back. They're getting venues together.
Yeah, well, this league now in San Antonio, they had 24,000, which is a really strong crowd. The DC crowd, they played in their soccer stadium, which holds about 20,000. They had 12,000 rowdy fans. Now, when I say rowdy, I don't know. Did you watch the DC game? Did you see when they had the beer snake going around the crowd? It was like the passing this beer snake that was spraying beers to the fans, and then the people in the stadium took the beer snake away, and then people started throwing lemons onto the field. You didn't see that? Oh yeah, that was pretty crazy. So I mean, it was a raucous crowd, and that's what that's what people, when you're watching the game at home, that's what you need to see. You
What
want
was
to
your
see.
honest opinion? How did you feel from it?
No, I like it. I thought I like the rule changes they have. I like the
What about
idea.
them having that minimum amount of teams?
Well, I'm okay with it for this season. It's your first year. So it's better to have 8 strong teams than to put out 13, 14 and have a mediocre product.
Did you try a FanDuel lineup?
I did. Oh, yeah. You know I did. Come on. You know I did. I did several of them. And, you know, it's always fun when you're doing it into a brand new league and you have no clue who the players are. So you just kind of like just do it for fun. But I've been learning. I'm committed to it. I'm going to put in the effort week after week and know more about it. The uniforms are horrible. Horrible uniforms.
You know what? Talking
goodness.
about uniforms, let's go back to the NBA game.
Yeah.
Them little sunburst uniforms they had on were horrible.
Horrible
also.
too. Yes.
Who thought of that?
Well, that's the uniform that the Jazz, something that's like one of their special uniforms they use. Is that
they need to burn that one.
Yeah, horrendous. Yeah, I agree with you. But that's one of the Jazz's secondary uniforms they use is that little sunburst uniform. It's ugly.
But here at Blow the Whistle Sports People, what we like to do is this thing called next year predictions.
Oh yeah,
this year before the season starts, where you get a clear cut knowing how we feel before the season even starts. The season just ended, and guess what? Me and Mr. Steven Rubain, we're about to do our predictions. But before we do our predictions, I got to do a Cali Cat Pack report.
Oh,
I got
happen.
to. Here we go. 1 second. And this is the Cali Cat Pack report. Cali Cat Pack, Roaring Riot, Panther Nation, holla at your boy. I'm your boy Wayne Holloway, and I just want to let you know, hey, I know y'all see what I'm seeing. We were a little down about them not picking Mr. Wilkes up as our head coach, but it's looking like they're putting together a powerhouse coaching staff. Now, along with the powerhouse coaching staff, I know everybody has a bunch of ways they think things should be done. And, I believe in, I said this last week and I'm going to say it again once now, and I'm not going to take up a lot of time saying it. But when you put something out in the universe, you expect to get some of it back. And what I'm going to put out in there again is, and I know some of y'all are going to disagree with me, you're not going to like me for it, but I want Derek Carr. I want that accurate QB on Carolina. And I want to save our draft picks to make our team stronger. I don't want to give away 3 or 4 draft picks just to trade up for number 1 for a maybe out of college. Maybe this guy is going to be another Patrick Mahomes. Maybe he's going to be another Peyton Manning. Maybe. No. We'll take care Derek Carr with all his flaws, all his layers, and his accuracy. Pay our running back that we have now. Give that man a contract. Or, I'll take one out the draft, but I'd rather you give that man a contract because he's a beast when it comes to moving the ball. And with our first round draft pick, agree with me or disagree with me, I would like a middle linebacker. I want a middle linebacker or a corner, somebody to put next to Horn. Regardless if we get them first round or second round, middle linebacker, corner, or corner, middle linebacker, first, second. We got 2 second-round picks. Our next round pick up another linebacker. So 2 linebackers and a corner. Then grab us a wide receiver. This is all with the signing of Derek Carr in mind. Get us a wide receiver. Get us 2 defensive ends. We have a first, 2 second rounds, a third round, 2 fourth rounds, and 2 fifth rounds. Let's use them wisely. Hey, and that's the Cali Cat Pack report. Like I said, I'm gonna get in there short and sweet, get Derek Carr, make these upgrades, and with that 4th and 5th round, shore up that offensive line, which the offensive line was looking pretty stout last season. And we even saw a remarkable change in the QB. Darnold had some type of swag in those last few games that, hey, truth be told, I want Derek Carr, but if we have to sit on our hands and just make our team strong where any quarterback would look good back there, it is what it is. It is what it is. Don't give up our equity for a maybe. That's all I'm gonna say. And that's the Cali Caprack report. Hey, Steve, what did you think about what I was saying?
Well, you know how I feel about the Panthers. I'll just go into it and just. I'm not sure what the organization is doing. To be honest with you, I mean, I know you have a vision. My vision of them is a little different. I look at a team that last year they went out, they got Baker Mayfield, said, "Okay, this is going to be our guy. We're going to bring him in."
Matt Rule went out and got Baker Mayfield because he was trying to get some type of spark to make himself look good because he was looking pretty terrible since he was here.
Right.
He stunk up the place badly.
But we knew that going to the season, though. You and I had talked about that, and we knew Matt Rule was not the answer. So, I mean, the owner stuck with him, let him go out and get Baker Mayfield.
He stuck with him. He paid that man.
Paid the man,
a filthy amount of money, and the man is suing us right now,
right,
over some more money.
Yeah, and so that being said, so then you go out, you fire him in October,
right?
You put in with Wilkes, give him the quote unquote interim tag. He goes out, does a great job for you guys. You go out and trade your best player away,
right?
Which I'm not really even quite sure now, looking at things now, why you even did that, because it don't make sense based on how things have turned out.
I explained that to you.
I know you explained it to me.
We had a Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
And in 2 seasons, he played a one handful of games, Steve.
But
so he was no good to us to even keep him on the roster.
But that was under Matt
quarterback.
Rule. Okay, but that was under Matt Rule. You got rid of Matt Rule.
And we got a plethora of picks.
And you got a plethora of picks, but once again, back to what you just mentioned at the beginning of your episode, picks are nothing but a gamble. You could invest all the money in a pick.
Picks are a gamble when you're talking about a quarterback.
Well,
normally players they play their position. Quarterback position is a defining position, and if you don't get a captain of the ship to sell that boat, it's gonna sink, sir.
But do you know how many players have been drafted in the top 5, not just in quarterback, but in any position, running back, wide receivers, offensive linemen who are busted? So many. I mean, there's never a guarantee in there. Look at Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. He was the very last pick of the draft. That means 31 teams could have gotten him any number of rounds and decided not to go after him.
So and look at the man now.
Look at the man now. And so, I mean, there's just the draft is a crapshoot. You go in there, you hope the guy you pick is going to turn out for you, but there's no guarantees. McCaffrey, you know, when healthy, what he's going to give you.
Right.
There's no question about what he could give you when healthy. And he's a good guy in the community, does what needs to get done. Okay, but you went on and traded him. Fine.
Right.
You give Wilkes every shot to supposedly win the job. He does a great job for you. You go out then
Steve,
interview 15 people.
We don't kick a dead horse when the
well, but I'm just saying. But I'm saying they went out and drafted 15 people for the coaching position. They finally go out and get somebody who's worse than the guy who was your interim coach in Reich. And then you're still trying to get assistant coaches in the middle of February.
Well, what happened was they went out and they got somebody that was a Carolina native, just like we picked up Cadwell. He's also a Carolina person too. He moved down here, has been down here. His whole family is from here. Mm-hmm. I see the direction we're going in. You know, I was upset, and you know I was upset about the move away from Wilkes because
you should be.
We had a culture going here where we knew what was going on. Now everybody needs to learn all over again. I'm not going to look at it from that point of view anymore. What I'm going to look at it now is moving forward. Mm-hmm. This is what we're going to do, and what we're going to do now is win some games. I looked at the press conference. I know you probably didn't watch our press conference, but all they talked about was win, win, win. That's the terminology I want to talk. I want to deal with. But Steve, I understand your opinion on that. I need your predictions, and we're gonna start off with the AFC. I'm gonna need your predictions in every division, and I'm gonna let you break down each conference. And we're gonna start off with the AFC West.
Oh, wait. AFC West is simple. And until somebody knocks off the big dog, it's going to always, first place is going to be the Chiefs. Second place will be the Chargers.
Okay.
Third place will be the Broncos. And fourth place will be the Raiders.
Wow.
That's very simple. I mean, I expect there should be possibly, I'm not really sold on the Broncos could possibly overtake the Chargers for second. That's the only way I could see. Maybe only because I don't trust the Chargers coach. You know how I feel about the Chargers coach. I don't trust him at all. So as talented as Herbert is, until they get rid of that coach, they're gonna underachieve.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep it simple, and I'm going with the same positioning as you did. Only thing I'm gonna change up the last two. I'm gonna put the Broncos in dead last once again, and the Raiders over them. I believe the Raiders returning that running game is gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. Jacobs
is Jacobs staying?
Hey,
there's no guarantee. Listen, there's no guarantee Jacobs is going to be the running back.
Well, what is? Do we know a guarantee or Rodgers doing, or it's only speculation?
Well, okay. Since you want to bring up Aaron Rodgers, I was going to wait to talk about him.
What I'm saying is,
should I wait till we get to the NFC to go on Aaron Rodgers?
Is it speculation?
Well,
that it's over with, or is he still in play?
Right now, both of them are still in play. According to sources, they say that Rodgers is going to stay in Green Bay. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know why there was even talk of him leaving, because to me, there was never a chance of him going anywhere else other than just retiring. It was either retire or the Packers.
Well, I'm going to say it like this, and I've been saying it. Rodgers doesn't look like he wants to play anymore. Anybody all you guys can call it what you want to call it. Rodgers doesn't look like he's interested in games anymore. Well, and Love looks like he's hungry. He has that hunger in his eyes. If they put Love in, they'll be back to a winning form, I believe.
Well, look, you know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. I don't even know why we've been going on this road, but since I like this theme, the last time Aaron Rodgers was in the Super Bowl, our President Barack Obama was just in his first 2 weeks of office. So think about that. He had just been elected president for 2 weeks.
Okay.
When Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl. That was 2009.
Right.
14 years later, he has 4 MVPs, all this glamour and glory and blah, blah, blah. He has no other Super Bowls.
Hey,
I mean, isn't the NFL about winning? Doesn't winning championships, isn't that what it's all about?
Hey.
So, I mean, so you got the $50 million man.
Well, I could flip that on you too and say, isn't that what the NBA is all about? Winning championships?
Okay,
but you praise LeBron for going to the 10 times.
Whoa.
And he didn't win 10 times.
How many did he win though?
4, right?
He won 4. You're comparing 4 championships to 1?
You're a teacher, so
what is that?
If you have 10 questions on the test and only get 4 right, what's the grade?
Okay.
What's that grade, Steve?
Okay, time out.
No, don't say time out. Kick the grade out. You're a teacher.
What's
the grade?
If it's 10? That's a weird test though, because making it to a championship game 10 times is a good thing.
A second ago, you just got to saying.
What's that?
You just got to saying. Just going don't mean nothing.
Listen, can you turn the phones on? Can we get the phones on today? Can we have the phones on?
Why turn the phones on?
Because I need somebody to call on this one. You're trying to compare Aaron Rodgers, who went to 1 Super Bowl and won 1, to LeBron James, who's been to 10 NBA Finals and won 4.
You never answered my question.
But are you trying to put
if there's 10 questions on the test and you get 4 right, what's the grade, Steve?
That's called 40%.
But what grade is that?
So he has a 40% record in the NBA Finals.
You're not going to tell me the grade?
I just told you. No. It's 40%.
What's the grade?
It's an F.
Oh,
so an NBA.
Thank you.
Let's say time out. So in NBA Finals, he has an F grade because he's only won 4 out of 10. And you're saying that's a bad thing.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm going off of your analogy. You were just saying that he only went to one, so he's what?
Yeah, he's only been to one. He's only been to one Super Bowl in the last 14 years.
Okay.
You're paying him $50 million.
Hey,
what is it? Tell me.
The organization of Green Bay, they made that decision.
Okay, but that's my whole point. He's getting paid $50 million. You could pay Jordan Love $5 million and not make the playoffs.
The phone lines are open, 818-396-5080.
I need somebody to help me on this one because am I crazy?
You can call in.
Maybe I'm crazy. I'm sorry.
Hey, well, as we wait and the phone lines are open, please like, subscribe, and share. Let's get back to some more predictions for next season.
All right.
Steve has already said he's going with Kansas City,
I got Kansas City
to win the AFC West. Let's go to the AFC South.
AFC South. If we want to go into the AFC South for next year, it's just way too much to digest.
Well, I'll let you go
I'm
first.
I'm going to go with the Jag.
Okay.
You want to go first?
No, keep going. Keep going. I'll go next.
I'll take the Jags to win.
All right.
I'm going to go Colts second, Titans third, and then Texans are still pulling up the rear.
Okay.
I don't like what I see with the Titans. Unless they're doing something to get rid of the quarterback situation.
I think Malik could take a bigger role next season.
I don't think they don't believe Malik. I mean, Malik in the game that mattered, end of the season, who would they start? Not Malik. They started the other guy.
Right.
So organization obviously has some questions on Malik's talent. If you have a must-win game to get in the playoffs, and you're going to start the other guy over Malik, that's not a good sign. So go ahead.
So I'm going to take Jacksonville.
Okay.
And I'm going to switch to Tennessee. You took
I got
Indianapolis. I'm taking Tennessee. And then I'll go with the Colts and then Houston.
Okay. It could go either way. Like I said, I have a feeling with the new coach, Colts will have a little upcreep. There'll be a near wild card team next year.
AFC North is going to be a little different next year because Cleveland is going to make a run next year. I believe it'll be the Bengals first, Cleveland second, Baltimore third, and Pittsburgh will be that wild card. I believe the AFC North will look like that Philly division. What is it called? The NFC East.
Yeah.
That'll be the AFC North next year. That whole division is going to look good.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna even take the Browns to go first. I'll take the Bengals second.
Ooh.
I'll take the Steelers third and the Ravens fourth. I think as much as I've been behind Baltimore, that Lamar Jackson situation is messy, and even if he goes back to the Ravens, I don't think they're going to have a downfall. Just,
when you disrespect your character players, you get that yucky feeling. Now AFC East, I'm going to take my Steamboats to rise again. Steamboats will be back in action. I think they saw the error in their ways, and that offensive calling to get better. So I'm gonna take Buffalo, then I'm gonna take Miami, and then I'm gonna give New York. Then I'm gonna bring up New England last.
Yeah, I think I'll probably go the same. I think Buffalo and Miami is a toss up.
Mm-hmm.
I could go either way on those two. I'll go with the Jets over New England. New England is like the Ravens. They got to figure out that quarterback situation.
Right.
Mac Jones is not the answer, and so
Mac Jones.
Yeah. So until they figure that out, I think they're going to be in last place.
Ooh. Don't forget, call in 818-396-5080.
Yeah, we need some help here because
I don't need any help.
Pack is giving me an F grade.
Steve needs help.
You made 10 NBA finals and you're saying that you get an F grade.
I asked you. I didn't give the grade. You gave the grade out.
All right.
Well, I didn't say the grade. I just asked you if it's 10 questions on the test and you only get 4 right, what's the grade? You the one that told me it was an F.
Well, it's an F for finals. It's not an F for the season.
Hey, well, we're not talking about the season. We're talking about the finals.
Okay. All right. Well,
because that's what some people get glorified for is the
All
finals.
right. Well, let's get to NFC then, since you
NFC. Let's go. We'll start with the NFC East, Steve.
Okay. Well, I'm a shock you here.
Uh-oh.
I will still take the Eagles first.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
I'm taking the Commanders second place next year.
Okay. Commanders.
I got.
Who's our quarterback next year?
It's going to be what's his name? Sam Howell.
Okay.
I think Sam Howell's I think Eric Bieniemy. And speaking of this, talk about a bigger hater than me. Shady McCoy.
There's nobody
LaShawn
bigger than
McCoy.
you. There's nobody hating
LaShawn
bigger than
McCoy.
you.
This guy, for whatever reason, I guess he's still bitter because the enemy didn't give him the rushes he needed when he was in KC. He's coming out now and talking about how the enemy was nothing, that it was all about Andy Reid, that he's overhyped, overrated, blah, blah, blah. Let that go, man. You've been out of the league several years. Why is he going to come out now? And I hate black on black crime. Let the man play. Let the man coach. You're retired. I can't stand when retired guys want to go out and hold their little bitter, little grudges. Yeah,
got a chip on his shoulder.
Little chip on his shoulder. Let that go, man. You had a chance for your career. You had some good years. Let Bieniemy do his thing. So I think Bieniemy's going to come to the Commanders. I think the offense is going to be improved. I think I'm excited for the offensive players on the team. I think the defense is going to be better next year with a healthy defense. And the injuries hurt them last year, and so I got them second place. So I got Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, and Giants. I'm worried about the Giants.
They don't know what's going on with their quarterback or
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones wants to get paid.
Like, pay me.
He wants to get paid, and then Saquon Barkley wants to get paid. Now, can the Giants pay both of them? Does one have to go? That's going to be an interesting offseason.
Bye, Saquon.
Yeah, Sam. Yeah. So,
hey, don't trip. Somebody going to pay you, and you're going to go to a good team.
So I got the Cowboys third, Giants fourth, just because Giants, a lot of question marks.
Okay, I'm taking Philly gets figured out. Everybody knows what Jalen Hurts' tendencies are now.
Right.
I'm gonna move them to second place. I'm going to bring up the you know what? I'm tripping. The Eagles fall to third place. The Cowboys take second place. The Giants take last, and I'm taking the Commanders.
Okay.
To win the division.
Wow. You hope Riverboat Ron gets fired?
Is
that what your hope? You think Riverboat Ron gets fired?
Hey, what I do know about Ron Rivera is that he does enough to hang around.
Okay.
Hang around.
All right.
NFC North. Ooh. Predictions.
I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions for first place.
Hey, you and me both.
Lions, Vikings, by default, Packers, and then Bears. I want to take the Bears over the Packers so bad, but God, that organization.
I like the way you did that. I just wish something would happen. What I wish would happen, I wish Aaron Rodgers would go to another team. If Aaron Rodgers go to another team, I'll move Green Bay up to second and the Vikings to third.
Right.
But right now, I'm going to stick with the Detroit Lions taking the division, the Minnesota Vikings coming up strong second, and then I'll say Green Bay and Chicago.
He can't go nowhere else with that crazy contract. Where can he go? Who wants to put $50 million onto one player who, as you just mentioned 5 minutes ago, he don't look like he wants to even be on the field?
Hey.
They can't do it.
NFC West.
Guess what? Who you got? Let me let you go first.
Brock Purdy put off his surgery this week.
Yes.
Tommy John surgery is already a year in healing. That means he won't see the football at all next season.
Well,
I don't know what they're.
Let's change that now.
I don't know what they're going to do with Trey Lance.
Well, they're talking now that they may not do the Tommy John surgery. That's the talk now. Is that he, depending on how the healing is going down, they may try to just go with the conventional surgery. At which point he could come back during the season. So that's something to keep in mind. There's a chance that he may be back this season.
Yeah, I believe that hiatus might do him more harm than good.
I agree with you on that, but I think at his point, when you're Mr. Irrelevant, you don't want to be off the field too long. You want to make sure that your name is still out there. So he's going to try to rush back.
Well, I'm taking the Rams to turn back to regular form, taking them first in the division. And then I heard Geno Smith might be going to another team.
There's no rumor about that. They say he was a little excited with the Ravens.
Think he might liked be going to another team.
Depending on this Lamar Jackson situation, he really likes the coach that went to the Ravens, so he might decide to try to sneak into the Ravens. Okay, so that's interesting.
Rams first, Arizona second, Seattle third, depending on Geno Smith. Because I would take Geno Smith second if Geno Smith stays in the division. But I'm taking Rams first, Arizona, Seattle, and I think Frisco falls to the last place with that bomb defense. I think that defense is going to go to waste and be on deaf ears next season.
Okay, I got no. Let me give you the real prediction.
Hey, well, let me know.
Niners first, Rams second, Seattle third, Arizona fourth. Arizona is a crapshoot at this point. It's a disappointment because I really thought when they went and got the quarterback that they were going to go in the right direction.
Do first, second, third, and fourth again?
I did. I told you. I said I got Niners first.
Niners first?
Yeah.
Who's the quarterback?
It don't matter. That defense.
Wow.
That defense is going to lead them to be in first place again.
Wow. I'm surprised. Mike.
Let's remember they got McCaffrey. Did you forget about their running game? They got McCaffrey and they got Elijah Mitchell.
No, I didn't forget about their running game, but they did. They forgot about their running game.
They forgot about the NFC Championship game, but they didn't forget about it before then.
Hey, they sure didn't do what they're supposed to do in the big game.
If Trey Lance learns how to hand the ball off, he's all right. As long as they let him, you got three options. You got McCaffrey, you got Elijah Mitchell, and you got Debo.
So what, Trey Lance will be on the team?
Yeah, he's going to be on the team. He's going to start. And he can start, and as long as he knows how to hand the ball off and play defense, they'll be in first place. So Niners, Rams, what did I say? Niners, Rams, Seahawks, and then Cardinals.
Okay. Last but not least, the NFC South.
Oh, Lord. Dirty South.
Hey, Cali Cat Pack, Roaring Riot, Panther Nation. I'm giving Carolina that go ahead to take the division next season. We return back to rare form. So Carolina first. Then after Carolina, I will say Atlanta. Then Tampa Bay to New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, I got Carolina first by default, just because the other three organizations are just such a mess. Yeah, so I'll take Carolina first by default.
By default?
By default. I mean,
man, you better be putting some respect on our name.
Listen to me. Like last year, somebody had to do it a bit. Last year, just because the Bucs had Tom Brady, they were able to squeeze out the division. Only because they had Tom Brady.
Oh, my goodness.
Now that Tom Brady's gone, they're going to take a fall back. So, Panthers, I don't like Atlanta either. Man. Is Mariota gone? I mean, what are they doing there? So, I'm going to go with the Saints.
Kick it out. First, second, third, fourth.
Did you hear about the rumor, though, Alvin Kamara to the Rams?
Alvin Kamara is going to be suspended. He's going through some stuff right now.
He's going through some stuff, but they're saying that the Rams might want to try to, after he gets his suspension done, looking to get him to be their star running back.
That would be a good fit.
That would be a good fit for them. They can just get rid of some draft picks.
That would be a definite good fit. Do they got any more draft picks to give away?
Well, all they got to give away is like a second and a third.
Yeah, but what year? They draft picks
2025, 2026, something like that. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Panthers first.
Right.
Depending on if Kamara gets traded or not, I'm gonna take the Saints second. He doesn't get traded.
Carolina Saints.
Then I got Tampa third.
TB.
So Atlanta, Tampa,
See,
Carolina,
Atlanta fourth.
Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta. Just I don't know what to say about them. Yeah, I
It
got
is
Atlanta
what
fourth.
it is.
It is what it is. Like I said, that division you can just flip a coin.
Hey guys, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Hit us in our DMs like always. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we're gonna have some more of that XFL news. We got some insiders that's gonna be coming in to challenge Steve on some of this knowledge that he got
Absolutely
about these basketball season and baseball.
Yeah, we're gonna get into more deep with the baseball and the basketball in the next couple of weeks as we get closer to. And
yes, sir.
We're before I let it go, because we are getting close to March Madness. Let me just do a real quick little nuggets of college basketball, little nuggets.
Let's go.
This college season been kind of a weird season. It's really no dominant elite teams. They've just been kind of like bouncing back and forth. So I got my top 5 here. We're going to have Purdue number 5, UCLA number 4, Kansas number 3. We got Alabama number 2, and Houston at number 1. But next week it'll change again because that's the way the season's been going. So we're going to get to a little more, get some March Madness talk, some conference tournaments starting next week. And so I'm going to get your ideas. What do you guys think about college basketball? I got an idea. Let me close on this note. How do you think this sounds as an incentive for guys to stay in college? If you get your college degree,
right,
you should be able to get a 5th year of eligibility instantly. So as an incentive for teams to have guys stay all 4 years. You get your college degree, you get an extra 5th year to stay of eligibility. You're already getting paid money now with the NILs. What would that do as far as?
How much money is that looking like though?
Some of these guys are making good money. Some of these guys are making in the 6 figures, even some close to 7 figures.
Wow.
So
good for them, man. It's a long time overdue.
I mean, I think that having guys stay longer,
that Mad money will do good already.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like I said, for those, the elite guys are going to go pro. They go pro, whatever. But that second tier guy who goes pro early and then never makes it, those are the guys I worry about. The guys who are talented, but they're just not NBA talented. And so they go out early. They end up thinking they're going to make it in the NBA. They don't make it. And then next thing you know, a couple of years from now, they're on the street. And those are the guys I worry about. So I like the idea of keeping guys in college longer. So we're going to see. I want to get your opinion on that. How do you guys think about giving guys a 5th year eligibility? Right now they got the COVID eligibility. So you got guys who've been playing 6-7 years because of COVID. But, once that ends, get the guys an extra year of college. We need more guys staying longer. So I'm going to close on that note. Like I said, next week we're going to get into some more with the March Madness. We're going to get into some more with the XFL, get into some more with baseball. Spring training starts this weekend.
Can't wait to see y'all next week.
Yes.
7 o'clock on Wednesday.
Yes.
Please like, subscribe, and share. And like I told you, we getting better every week.
Yeah, we're getting better. And like I said, we want to get your opinions. I need somebody to get packaged straight. I mean, how are you going to criticize a man for making the 10 NBA finals and say that's a failure?
I'm gonna buy you a LeBron doll so you can sit on your knee when we on the show.
Yeah, let's remember the number 1 player of all time.
Hey, I'm not taking nothing away from him.
Okay,
great businessman,
billionaire.
Peace out, people. We see y'all next week.